On me. It's going to be this way, I think, most of the day. It's supposed to be a break here about 9 o'clock, so maybe things will get a little better. But we can handle it because of the grace of God. You know what? R.E. Clark writes about the grace of God in his book, The Glasses in the Grass, and says this: limitless grace. Paul only came to the knowledge of God's supply of grace after he had walked the road of suffering. He spoke of this revelation of grace in this way. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, he says, "And he said to thee, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly I would rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me." Charles Spurgeon related it this way to a class of ministerial students. He said, "I couldn't think of a better description. Gentlemen," he said one Friday to his students, "there are many passages of Scripture which you will never understand until some trying or singular experience shall interpret them for you. The other evening I was riding home after a heavy day's work. I was very weary and sore depressed. And swiftly and suddenly, as a lightning flash, the text laid hold on me. My grace is sufficient for thee. On reaching home, I looked up in the original, and at last it came to me this way: my grace is sufficient for thee. Why? I said to myself, I should think it is. And I burst out laughing. It seemed to make unbelief so absurd. It was as though some little fish, being very thirsty, was troubled about drinking the river dry. And the Father Thames said, "Drink away, little fish, my dream, or my stream is sufficient for thee." Or as if a little mouse in the granaries of Egypt, after 7 years of plenty, feared lest it should die of famine, and Joseph said, "Cheer up, little mouse, my granaries are sufficient for thee." Again, I imagine a man away up yonder in the mountains, saying to himself, "I fear I shall exhaust all the oxygen in the atmosphere." But the earth cries out, "Breathe away, my man, and fill thy lungs. My atmosphere is sufficient for thee." All these examples that Spurgeon came up with teach us one thing: sufficient is so much better than limitless, because it is always exactly matched by my situation. Amazing, sufficient grace. So whatever you're going through, whatever troubles and trials you're handling, remember, God's grace is sufficient. He'll take care of it. God bless you. Have a good day.